Hello, hi. Um, I, I'm so excited again to be right before your screen once again. And it's another time where we would discussing again on this journey going into the tech industry, opening yourself into the realities in the tech world. And today, is no different. They actually would dishing out something quite different from the format at which we'll be going through all this while. And technically today we will be talking more on the programming languages. Programming languages. All right. So let's begin first of all. What is programming? What is programming? What is programming languages? What is a computer program? Let's begin with what is programming. Programming is a way of we speaking to the computer. It's a way of us instructing the computer of what to do. Right from the time of human existence and going through different centuries, humans has found a way of communicating with each other, communicating their thinking, what they are perceived, whatever they have in their mind, how to their fellows through developing subsequent languages. And it's all the same also to we speaking and communicating to the computers. For you to actually now communicate and instruct the computer system on what to do, we had to find a means of developing a language that is easier for us to work with, and then the computer at the same time can understand. And this is where programming language comes in. So programming languages are a set of instructions that the computer receive for them to now function or to work with, to do. So, and there are various forms of programming languages. So we see that our programming is the act of you commanding the computer to perform a specific task. Now, we have seen, that, the computer itself, what the computer understands and to do is that it operates with something called the binary system. It works with codes, with binary codes in 0 and 1, on, and off and on. On means on, that's 1, off, that's 0. So the computer computer default natural language is in binary as 1 and 0. And in a way, it's a lot complicated for humans to understand how the computer thinks. So now, how can we now interact with the computer? This is how programming languages was created, which is a lot closer to our natural languages, even though it's not like our national language like French, English, and so on, but it's closer and can help us now manipulate the computer system. So then the programming language actually has a form of a syntax and declarations at which they are being created, at which it consists of, that helps to instruct the computer in a defined way. So the computer actually default language is in binary, which is known as the machine language. I know you have heard the word called machine language. Machine language actually is the default form of how computer operates, the different language at which computer operates with. So in the advent of this, because of the issues of how to work with the machine language and how machine actually operates, a computer in general, other forms of languages were created, and this brought in the language called assembly language. Assembly language is a low-level language. It's a lot closer to machine language, but actually at the same time aids human to communicate with the computer. Although this language was actually created, assembly language it's still a lot difficult for an average human to communicate. They use something called the mnemonic codes, whereby you use a more defined or English-like language to run your operations. Instead of using the 101010, you just say add 2x to something. So in this way, actually, it helps human to now communicate more better to the computer. So we see the advent of assembly language being created so that they can allow for an easier communication with the computer, the instruct computer. And then afterwards, this brought in the advent of something we know nowadays as the high-level language. The high-level language. And the high-level language consists of various kinds of type. We have the algorithm, we have the algorithm programming, we have the logic programming, we have the object-oriented programming, we have declarative programming. We have so many more of them that came into being, which are all classified into the high-level languages. And then we have the advent of languages we know nowadays. You have the Ruby, you have the C#, we have the JavaScript, we have Java, we have PHP, we have Python, we have Golang, and so many more that we can't mention today because a lot of the programming language we have, the old programming language we have had, most of them have been updated to suit into the format and the structure of our language are being created nowadays, and newer languages are being created. We have over 9,600 programming languages as at this date, to show that we have a lot of programming languages, but among them stands out some much more popular, and these are the ones you are commonly heard of. Yeah. So, programming languages in general allows us to interact with our computers and define and instruct it to perform a specific task the way we want it to be. Now, there are some basic terminologies you come across if you are dealing and exploring the realms of the field of programming, and this includes one. We have something called algorithm. Algorithm is a step-by-step procedure at which a specific task is being done or a specific operation is being done. Is a step-by-step procedure at which a specific task is being carried out. Then also we have data type. Data type actually specifies, this is actually a classification of the type of data a variable contains. A variable, it specifies a kind of data, a type of data a variable can contain, and this includes data types such as integer, string, boolean. Then also variables. What are variables? You have heard variables initially when I was talking about data side. Variables actually is a name storage location in memory that stores and holds values or information or data. It holds data. So it's a named storage location that holds that in memory that holds data. And also we have something called function. What is a function? Function is a self-contained block of code designed to carry out a specific task and can be called upon on any parts of the program. Then we have also control flow. What is control flow? Control flow is the order at which statements in a program is executed. So, and this actually includes loop or conditional statements. Then we have comments. What is a comment? A comment is a piece of statement, a lines of code in your program that is ignored by the compiler or the interpreter. Why is it existing in your code, but at the same time is ignored by your compiler and your interpreter? Is there to actually serve as an explanation or give more details to, or serve as a note to the code you have written. So whenever you go to your code, it actually helps you explain the process at which it gets to explain the process at which this code is being written. So that's the essence of a comment. Now you'll be hearing the word compiler and interpreter. What does this mean? These actually, they exist in your IDE. What's your IDE? It means the integrated development environment. What the service to do is to help to translate your code into the natural language of your computer, which is machine language. So when they convert it, the computer actually now receives this and work on it. And when it processes this inputs and to give out a output, will actually be received by the compiler and reprocessed again to a defined format at which humans can understand. So that's the essence of the compiler and or the interpreter. Now, what is IDE? IDE, as I mentioned earlier, is integrated development environment. This is a set of computer application or program. It's a development environment that allows you to code, to test, and to debug. Now, also, what is debugging? Debugging is the art of finding and fixing error in your program. Then lastly, we have something called statements. What's a statement? A statement is a line of instruction that exists in your program that exists in your program to perform a specific task. Then we also have something called operator. In your program language, you will end up seeing something known as what we have the operand, the operator, the operands, or we have the operator and the operand. Now, what is now this operator? The operator actually is a symbol. It represents a symbol or that specifies a form of action to be taken on one or more variables in your program, in a statement that exists in your program. And an example of the operator is we have the addition, you have the subtraction, multiplication, division. So all these signifies your operator.